So now that I got Dragon Scale, the singular Dragon Scale, the only one that my alleged party members that I don't even like anyway bother to leave me here, now it's time to go get paid. Cash, cash, money-o. Dollar, dollar bill, y'all. And that's, what, 10,000 gold each, I believe you quoted? Which, I mean, you think you should be probably getting paid a little bit more than that. These things are pretty rare, considering that the dragons seem to be at least mostly extinct, if not entirely extinct. Well, right now. Perhaps one will appear later. Anyway, back in the schoolhouse here, they're complaining all about Roan. You'll be seeing him later. He's obviously, since he's like the only character that has a name aside from, I think, like a couple random children. Like, yeah, that kid. He actually, and he has been to the Tower of Light. He's gone around, done a whole bunch of crap. It's like, yeah, it's pretty obviously set up. This is not how economics work. There are... What the actual... What is going on here? Frick. Hey, I didn't finish my work, so I want you to finish it for me. Like, what? Like, there are just... What the hell? Anyway. Next step here, obviously, is to go get an axe so you can break a couple rocks. This is, like, the only time that getting an axe to break rocks is even somewhat useful in the game. I've said before that the axe is the only way that you can actually break background objects in this game. There's no throwing pots around, there's no swiping down tufts of grass to get some extra rupees or something like that. No, it's all about just getting an axe. And although axes have very high power, it's not really worthwhile to use them. They have very, very short range in front of you. And this is the only time, anyway, that you actually use it to, like, get any sort of progression. I'm thinking that the way this game was designed was more that you were expected to... Oh, wait, yeah, no, they're gonna sell weapons to children, of course. Got a great weapon. Motions to pants. Anyway, yeah, and so it's good, but, like, I don't know. I never really use it because look at how short that is. Look at how teeny tiny that is. It's terrible. No, its sword's way better. However, yeah, you do need it to be able to get through the rocks in the first area there, so whatever. Katabanch. That's a Japanese name and a half. And yet the other guy's name is Vince. I don't know. Oh, anyway, you got Ancient Ruins in the West. That would be the next dungeon. Yeah, dungeon. Pretty much every single game goes. Every single part of this game goes as such. What you do? Oh, right, old man here. And he doesn't even tell you anything. You'd think that he would be like, whatever. Anyway, so every single part of this game goes pretty much as such. You finish a dungeon, head back to town, the people in town are telling you something, and then you go off to some sort of like little miniature dungeon or miniature like starting area that leads to the actual dungeon that you're going to. Why? Because the game does not want me to do that just yet. Oh, God, I don't care about that. The fairies are pretty much just more of a... Yeah. There's no reason to go. There's no reason to watch me go grind out some more money here. Like, the fairies are useful. They're not that useful. They're not so useful that it's like I want to go out of my way to get them. It's usually if I just get enough money, I'll go buy it from, like, the fairy vendor. And the only one that I really want to get at this point is the one that increases attack power. Everything else automatically attacks for you, which probably does do more. I like that these rocks appear to be made of ceramic. You know, just, they're decorative. So, yeah, like, the fairies are nice. and I'm sure you can probably get like a nice DPS increase out of like something that throws fireballs or shoots lightning or something like that, but it can also attack things that I don't really care all that much about, and their aim, at least JD here, is god-awful. It's like I don't even know what's going on with it. What is that sprite supposed to be? A bunch of jewels? Like a bunch of... maybe a cart or something? Whatever. This is the underground area going over to the ancient ruins. These guys, these little pigmen, which, you know, definitely not Zelda-like. Nope. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Look, you're crazy, man. Shut up. Those guys are named Ooks. O-U-K, I believe, and they have their own village to the east. This is outlined a little bit later in the series, but, you know, that's part of the deep lore. They apparently attack you with drumsticks. Like the sort that you would hit like a timpani drum with. Why? I don't know. Oh boy, so, scorpions. Scorpions can poison you. Poison doesn't work like the traditional sort of like at least RPGs that you see like on a console or something like that. Poison is more like, I think I'm just going out on a limb here. I do not actually know. I think it works like a, you know, traditional sort of Dungeons and Dragons, wherein instead of like reducing your health a small amount over time, what it actually does is just lower your attack power. I'm sure I could probably go check on this, but yeah, traditional sort of poison. Like I remember in NetHack, that's certainly a big deal because enemies like bees, which tend to be very difficult to hit, will hit you a lot, and they have the ability to poison. Also, wow, really great use of an antidote turret. I love it. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, any attack that you get from those scorpions will do poison damage on you. So, hey, tough luck. But yeah, so you tend to get poisoned a lot by bees since they have the ability to poison you. And what that does, rather than, like do actual damage or anything like that, it lowers your stats. And that's almost worse than doing damage over time, really. And I feel like it's probably a similar sort of thing in this game. Oh, those Ooks have so much health. Oaks? Oaks? O-U-K? The annoying thing is that these guys barely attack you and they mostly spend their time just running away, so what's even the point? Not considered a real dungeon. So, yeah. And this is where I came in from, so great. All the enemies respawn too. This is just what I need. It's not like that little tar graphic. I don't think it appears anywhere else in the game. I mean, not that it really matters. Oh, no, wait, no, it does, because that's, I think, recolored lava, which does reappear in the game. Yeah, it's great that they, like, have their... I mean, I would consider, like, the Oaks to be a mascot enemy. Sort of your basic Goomba-ish type thing. You're gonna be seeing them all over the game, pretty much start to end. Yeah, start to end. They even appear in the last dungeon in a form. I genuinely like the way the last dungeon looks. Boy, is it awful to go through. It's got a very nice style to it. But you'll get there eventually. And by eventually, I mean like 3 days. So, look forward to it. I don't actually know, but I think that scorpions may be the only enemy that actually inflicts poison on you in the entire game. But they appear all over the place, so hey. And since I'm not entirely sure what poison does, I mean, I got my idea, but Okay, should be finishing this up here. These areas tend not to be too long, which is, I'm kind of thankful for, because they're not true dungeons. You don't get, like, true dungeon loot or anything like that in here. So here we go, the ancient ruins. Oh, yes, it is those sort of ancient ruins. And you've probably seen this in a whole ton of games where, you know, the world used to be significantly more advanced, and now it's all garbage. Oh, yeah, and here I actually did go eventually buy the By the Power Jade guy there. I got him out. Looks like a little, I don't know, like dragonfly type thing. So yeah, the Ancient Ruins actually super technological wonderland. Hooray! I actually like this trope quite a bit of games. It's, you get something like a little bit, however, I think that a lot of games don't really use it all that well. Like, when I see that, like, you know, the world used to be so much more advanced civilization and everybody was so much better off and all that sort of stuff, and at some point it just went to total crap, and now there's just a bunch of robots roaming around everywhere, which is the sort that this is. It's like, I don't know, I feel like there should be like a little sense of like wistfulness, like a sadness at what's been lost, and I feel like in a lot of ways when these appear in like games, they just kind of like are thrown in as like an aside, like, oh hey, yeah, that was a thing that happened. Well, it's too bad we don't have all this great technology now. A game that did that really well, well, you know what, I'm not going to say it because it is a huge spoiler for a game that's pretty light on story. But like a game that did that really poorly, if you ever heard of or seen Seventh Saga before, it was just pretty much brushed aside where it's just like, oh yeah, in the past, robots, whatever. People didn't even like think anything about it. At least with like, yep, as it turns out, lasers are no match for a sword. Come back here when I got some better equipment. Well, fight them when I got some better equipment. Also, little stools all around. That's cute. I like that as a. I accidentally fell right into the visual boy. But no, that's one of the big gimmicks of this area. I mean, you have these things which are just like high voltage pads. They do damage over time. They're basically the exact same as spikes, but the different color. However, the big gimmick of this area is that it is lit by electricity, so you gotta find the, you know, actual switch to turn stuff on. Hey, guys with morning stars. Oh, and I think this may be the actual time where you see pretty bad slowdown. Oh, get used to that. This game is poorly optimized. Oh yeah, this is Take a guess what this guy does. Take a guess what this guy doesn't do very well. And at the same time, it's like, well, also there, another classic name that I give these characters that I don't care anything about. Yeah, when they say illuminate dark places, they mean illuminate dark places in the same way that, like, glow stick would. That can only have two out at a time. And no, it doesn't just replace one, you actually have to put one back and then take one back out. There's a lot of little mechanics you think about that come in future games that, like, you take for granted, yeah. Alright, back to dark area. You can see just how amazing this is. Yeah. What an amazing game. Anyway, you just hit that switch there. I love it. I love how ridiculous that is. At the same time, it does kind of trivialize some of the more obnoxious parts. For example, going over these floors. Or jumping entirely. And plus, it's got a cool sound effect with it. I mean, come on. See how the light switches are nice and easy to find in these first couple areas? Well, that doesn't last. Cassian? No. I think Cassian may need glasses. Or just need to take off her sunglasses. And hey, look, it's the same sort of hover platforms, except they're moving on their own this time. These things don't really appear like much of... Oh yeah, the jumping's still great. Still great, total aces. Enix did a real good job with the whole jumping mechanics in this game, and I'm glad that they put them in so many parts of this. It really makes me wonder why you can't jump in Legend of Zelda. That's super weird. So anyway, those floating platforms don't really... You know, for being a technological wonderland, calling the place the cave room is... a little gauche. Well, yeah, these floating platforms, I don't really think they appear too often. I don't really remember them too much. Oh, don't worry, the speeding up of the gameplay is going to get only way more aggressive with time. To the point of... To the point in the last dungeon where I'm going to be speeding up things that are actually new content. Oh, you'll see why. You'll understand when we get there. You know, yeah, I never really noticed it when I was playing this originally, but man, like, some of the original areas really made the light switches easy to find. Which is great, because the later areas in this dungeon don't. I don't even know why they have the gold bullion and items like that in this game. It's like... Also, these things look like they're like straight out of a Star Wars game. Also, they do a lot of damage. And cause a pretty decent amount of slowdown, too, each time they fire. It's great. Really makes getting through these kind of difficult areas even more difficult. And that's how you actually want to go past them. Or you could, like, equip up the axe and tank hits. Maybe use, like, the seal of protection or whatever it's called. That could be almost any area in this entire dungeon. Like, I don't even know. Oh, it's blackened. In a place that's known for having incredibly high voltage. Danger, danger. When we touch, when we kiss. But, you know, really... That really bodes well. I guess Benjamin Franklin would be proud of seeing that sort of thing. Why didn't I just use a warp gate out? Spoiler, I just use a warp... I go back there again because I forget that when you pick up keys that they are put in your inventory even if you die. And then I do warp gate out of there. Because that's a sensible way. Like, what are these crazy future Roombas? Like, they just spin around and kind of charge at you? Unless you got really bruised shins or something like that, I don't really see like a great fear of maybe having your kneecap torn off. Whatever. Ugh. I do like the sound effect it makes, though. That's at least cool. Oh, that's nice. Oh, you're gonna need as many of these things as you can get. Enemies do a lot of damage in this game. I mean, the whole, like, armor value and everything. Yeah, I love that I had to give up my defense guy. Even though these fairies don't do all that much, the fact that the light guy, especially in a game that is supposed to have this sort of gimmick. This is an intended gimmick in the game. They knew that they were doing this. They must have tested this out and everything, at least in some way. Why is it so bad? Why is it so bad? Like, it doesn't need to light up the entire room, but it needs to do more than nothing. Ugh, terrible. You know, one of the things in this dungeon is that those little people movers there... Oh, hey, there's Barnes and Cashin. Okay. I guess with a little imagination, it'd be like eating a lobster. With a lot of imagination. But anyway, also I don't know if you really want to be that close to the high voltage. I can tell you right now, it hurts a lot. The dark room. Time to develop some photographs. You know, the kind that every time you see them, they make you laugh. Boy, that's old. What am I even saying? Anyway, back to this area. Back to getting more lasers straight through the chest. It's super fun. I don't know why most people don't like that happening. Well, anyway, you can see just how incredibly useful the fairy that I just got is, and you can see how extremely fun this section is. The first dungeon really kind of belied the sort of garbage parts that this game was going to have later. I don't necessarily hate, like, the idea behind this dungeon. Like I said, I'm a big fan of, like, seeing the old high technology in medieval times. This isn't, like, the best executed one that I've ever seen. I do like at least that there are people that are out there, you know, trying to... Oh, come on! I need more healing items, that's what. I do like the idea that they have, like, people trying to excavate here, like, learning from the technology. And it almost happened again! But, like... I don't know, I feel like there should be... I think that even at one point in the game they actually refer to the downfall of this civilization, which I think was called the Abel? A-B-E-L-L civilization, as due to having an excess of technology, which is absurd. Whatever. And so, after getting through that huge dark room, I am rewarded by steel balls in the face. Great. No, it wasn't enough to go through that room. What are you talking about? Also, puzzles. Maybe not too difficult puzzles. Like, to the point that I didn't even see that plaque on the wall over there. I assume it just says something along the lines of, hit all the buttons. Oh, hey, look, whiz robes. Great. And, like, near impossible to dodge homing attacks. Equally great. Ah. A warp gate, please take me away from this place. Make the pain stop. Oh, well, look, I know you can at least take me away from this place. Do it. Alright, after one trip back to town and getting all the stuff stocked back up, I'm back to check out, what was that, the underground room, the underground area? Ugh. Hate that thing. I had to go through here more than a few times, because it took me more than a few times to get to the dark room. But, you know, almost every single time... Oh yes, the official name of this dungeon is the Site of Civilization. I'd like that name a lot. That's a good name. Cash in. I don't know. In the room. I don't know. These party members are super great. I love them. Oh, great. And even more so, here's Rain, the best of them all. He is clumsy. I guess. That's his, like, one trait. And here's where Barnes actually does something, you know, even slightly useful. You will show things in this dungeon. Not good in battle, but I came here anyway. Also, let's set that expectation right now. Mushrooms are the better item than cheeses. They heal 10 damage? So pretty much after you get sick of carrying around apples with you, you switch over to mushrooms. Healing items in this game seem to go just like the more rotted and like pungent, the more effective it is at healing. I don't know. Hey, where's my other fairy? Well, anyway, same sort of deal as the last floor. You have like a big outside area filled with people movers, and then it goes inside. I guess to be perfectly fair, that is kind of like how you would actually construct a building or underground weaponry base that this one seems to be. Well, at least by all appearances, that's what it is. I don't know if you can call it something better, and let me know. Or something. Oh yeah, great. Not all fighting, but fighting in the dark. Also, something irritating is that this is clearly a puzzle room here. But it's like, why do I have to fight enemies in the puzzle room? Oh yeah, 253, there you go. Anyway, you see how easy that was? I was recording this at like 3 a.m., so it took me more than a few times to actually figure out what that was. Well, it took me like 2 times. Yeah, it's 253. Anyway. I don't know why I need to do... Oh, right, because I was basically falling asleep while doing the recording for this initially. This is gonna be a draining game. Somewhat. Mostly due to the fact that you have to be walking around so much more than, like, it being super difficult to play or anything like that. There's just a... I've said before, I'll say it again, this game could have been a great, like, 2.5 hour experience. Instead, it's a kinda not so great 5 to maybe even 10 hour experience, depending on how you're kind of screwing around, depending on how well you can. And as you can see, getting to the second level really helped out Light's radius of effectiveness. Yeah. I think almost more than anything else. That's not true at all. But one of the biggest gripes that I have with this game is the whole idea that it's like this thing that you're like almost building this entire dungeon around. Why is this so bad? Like, it shouldn't be that bad. Oh, man. Yeah, as long as you don't let those guys get close to you, it's okay. When you get your own Morning Star, which is a weapon in the game, it works basically the same way that these enemies use it. You can also swing it around you, that's kind of cool. I guess I'll get to that a little bit more in time. Speaking of time, there's another puzzle. A puzzle that has to do with time. 12, 52, and question mark. Now, I was thinking that it was going to have to do with, like, the individual numbers originally. That it's like, okay, so maybe it's like, you know, 55 or 125 or something like that. Because it's like, it's supposed to be equivalent, so I was thinking like, oh yeah, the individual numbers. But no, it's like 12 hours, 52 weeks, 365 days. Because you only have 1 through 6 to actually choose from, so it does really limit the amount of possibilities that there can be. So the answer here is 365. That one actually did take me a couple tries, and it was a little bit more difficult than you would expect it would do. Than I expected out of this game. There's a couple puzzles like that took me a few tries to get. Ah, Boomerang. Boomerang's a pretty good item. It does quite a bit of damage and has pretty good range with it. It's actually the weapon that I used to take down the boss of this area, which you'll see soon enough. Really good attack speed, too. And of course, Zelda game, so gotta add Boomerang. Oh, well, quote-unquote not a Zelda game, I suppose. And next door, just nothing. Yeah, Ferris's whole thing is using magic more than like anything else. Oh yeah, here's the Morning Star. I didn't realize that I was getting it this quick. So yeah, you just shove it out in front of you. Does a lot of damage. It's got pretty decent range. The hitbox is kind of weird since it's not a big sweeping thing, which is why I would still prefer a sword. But that damage is nothing to scoff at, so... not gonna say no. And also, yeah, if you're holding a different direction as you punch it out, you will swing it around you, like some of the Castlevania games have. Where you can do like the old, where you can like swing your whip around you to do damage in a circle. Honestly, I do it more by accident than on purpose, but, it's still a thing. If this game was better, it would probably be an important part of like the combat system of getting it right. But as it is, Here we get these extremely high-tech techno rocks. They're filled with microchips. And a very deviously difficult puzzle. Yeah, I don't know. What a difficult puzzle. Like, they couldn't have even just replaced them with, like, big machines or something like that. Good old trial and error. Like, how could I have possibly known that that's what the puzzle was going to be? Whatever, all it takes is just a quick leaving, coming right back in, and you'll see, and, puzzle is trivial. Ugh, man. Brain Lord, I tell you. I was trying to, and I was taking a second here just to try to figure out. It's like, is there any way that I can solve that puzzle on the right? I don't think so. I don't know, perhaps somebody smarter than myself already figured it out, but hey, the game's already finished. I'm not playing this live, Might take longer with the videos, but you know what? I can take breaks during these sometimes, and also have them already edited. Not that this one's... again, not a very difficult puzzle. Like, these videos are already like over an hour long, even with some pretty hardcore editing that I'm doing in them. Like, do you really think that I fall when I fall down a pit in the middle of a room that it takes me like less than like 5 seconds to get back there? Oh no. All right, and there's a good example of the like actually telling you where you want to use this. Also, you know, thinking about it, do keys even usually have bottoms in some way? Like, I think like they're too cylindrical to have something like that proper. I don't know, maybe it's bottomless in like the way that you get an infinite amount of pasta at Olive Garden or something. I mean, if you were giving me just like as many keys as I could eat, doctors would be like, man, this guy could unlock an entire dormitory. Did that make any sense? I don't know. Whatever, nobody watches these videos anyway. Office building? Write your own better joke. Hey, look, man, I'm just pushing around rocks here, and they really could have sped this up quite a bit. I don't know why it takes so long to push rocks. It should just be something that is constant, that you're pushing, you know, you just push over and over until you get to the area that you want. I mean, I get that it has to be like a grid-based thing, but you could at least make the animation faster. Also, slow down. Slow down from just rocks being on screen. Ugh, how badly optimized is this game? For the SNES, for God's sake. I mean, think about like how great and how well like Yoshi's Island runs. I guess that's kind of a thing where it's like Nintendo does know how to optimize their games. It's like every single one of their games is way more... Barnes, shut up and just heal me. Every single one of those their games is like much smaller than you would expect them to be if they were made like by any other company. Alright. Got my bottomless bread bowl key, so I don't remember where I actually used that. And honestly, I should just sped up this part. You've seen this all before. I think this is the really the only like dungeon in the game that has like a big central like hub area with these conveyor belts on them. Like every other one is built more like a traditional sort of dungeon, which is like a bunch of interconnected rooms, blah blah blah. This one you actually need to go around the outside. And like I said, I kind of appreciate it in the sense that it is more realistic. At the same time, it's also not like necessary, even with the ability to go walk slightly faster. Something that, unfortunately, does not appear in other dungeons, as much as I would like it to. Well, at least I can now actually effectively kill these robots from the day the Earth stood still. Klaatu Barada Nikto, indeed. Nikto? The jumping's still terrible. Jumping status, still awful. I know you were all on pins and needles to figure out what I had to say about jumping. I hate it. Yeah, I wasn't gonna fall down into the pit again. Like, I had already done that way too many times. Patience is key when it comes to not wanting to quit this game and, like, drop kick the cartridge into a trash can. Of course, if you didn't see that coming with a game called Brain Lord, maybe you don't quite have the lordish ability, or perhaps lady ability, to be able to play it yourself. Oh, come on! It doesn't hurt him! I'm too spoiled on, like, terrain actually affecting enemies in other games. They never really have platforms just go up to the edge of things. I wonder if that's like a part of the game that, like, the floating platforms don't work well unless you jump onto them. Maybe the entire reason they have that is because you do fall through little teeny tiny cracks, like apropos of nothing. And they just didn't want the player to kind of discover that on their own when it looks like they should clearly be able to walk across like an inch wide gap when they instead fall through to their inevitable dooms. I don't even remember like how necessary this area is. This may just be for like another piece of equipment. I haven't upgraded my helmet in a while. Also could really use a new... Yeah, I think those lasers ate through my... Wow, what a great jump. Yeah, I think those lasers actually ate through my shield. I said that I never actually had a shield like deteriorate. But that might have happened because, you know, you did hear like that like a little clicking sound. Yeah, no, just grabbing the treasure and leaving. And another thing that you can especially see with these giant green Dark Nut equivalents is that boy things have very few frames of animation in this game. Hey, look, they look great. Best way is really to deal with, best way to deal with these guys really is just using magic or any sort of ranged attack, because then they don't put up their shield. Yeah, time to go distance with this key. Oh crap, there was a secret there. Ah, fuck. Ah, whatever. I already said that I wasn't going to be going for all the secrets anyway. Yeah, that's a door you leave from. That's not a door you enter into. You know, this song being played at like 5 times speed, not bad. You know, I don't even know what I was trying there. So do you know where I need to go? Because I did not remember that this was here. Yeah, it's like it shines to the south-southwest, but on like the inner part of the area. Ah, whatever. What a deviously difficult puzzle. This one's more just about timing than actually figuring out anything. Simple enough. Since, like I said before, you don't push things immediately. Thanks, Enix. It's actually not too difficult to line those up properly. Just big, empty hallways. It's like, why did it need to be that big? Because they had to fill out the entire square. That's it? Thank Enix for that. Of course, I can't actually let this red ball go. I do need it in just a second here to actually complete this puzzle. But you know what? It's better to have it out of here. Okay, come on. What are you doing, man? This is the simplest thing. Although, you know, you actually can make it like a little bit easier if you like push that into the corner first and kind of have it and have the ball like hit up against it and then blah blah blah. You know, it's pretty much your basic sort of like puzzle as far as sliding stuff around goes. Have you ever played those like any game with like a frictionless ice puzzle? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Like you push an object and it just keeps moving until it hits. Oh, come on! Ah, whatever. Game, I had that. There you go. Yeah, what? Nobody warned me about this. It's like they barely even appear in the game. I mean, it's pretty obvious if you're looking for it, but like there may be like 3 mimics in the entire game. I don't know, whatever. Down to the basement. Or up to the basement, whatever. I'm pretty sure this is more like built like a tower than I don't know, I didn't actually pay attention to which way the stairs were going. Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. I like the look of that key, too. Like something straight out of Kingdom Hearts. And this game certainly has more keys than Kingdom Hearts ever did. Take that! You followed me into a locked door? Whatever. Hey, remember when I said that I needed an upgrade for my helmet already? Well, I could probably do it here. It's not even that much. I get more for a dragon scale before the market was flooded. Like, which is the, like, can you even believe that? Like, imagine if you went to a store and they're like, well, that guy ahead of you bought a Snickers bar, so that Snickers bar is now an extra $2 because demand suddenly skyrocketed. Ugh. This game. Oh, he'll equip me. That was, weird. I guess I'm glad that I didn't, I'm glad that I didn't buy, like, a full body armor from him or anything, because that could get a little awkward quick. I don't know about you, but that guy looks a little grabby. Oh boy, it's this area. Hey, remember when I said that the Phantom Floors were going to be making a return in this dungeon, except they're going to have a different sprite? I don't hate it. Bat is so happy to be here. Oh, I'm not as happy. But yeah, that thing looks just like it came... Like, that thing looks like a Dragon Quest reject. That thing has Dragon Quest reject written all over it. Actually, that thing may have very well appeared in a Dragon Quest game. I've only played the first 3 Dragon Quest games. Yes, on the NES. Yes, Dragon Quest 1 is just for basically 5 straight hours of grinding out gold golems. Yes, I did it because I won the experience of playing through the game. Hey, remember when I said that I was pretty much agnostic as far as, like, the age of games or, like, the kind of outdated mechanics or anything? You know what? Any game that you play, regardless of how good or bad it is, it's an experience. There's something to be said about it. Even though I think this game is kind of... especially in the later parts, there's still a lot of fun stuff here. I mean, there's still things that I think I really like. There's still things that, like, I think you can definitely learn from this. Like, it's not like this is a total trash fire that has absolutely no worth to anyone. And really, I don't... Like, you have to make, like, a just 100% middle of the curve, 5 out of 10 nothing game for it. Oh god, that hitbox issue. See, there's something you can learn from the game right now. Make your hitboxes the entire character, not just like their feet. Like, yeah, you have to have like a 100% middle of the road, just like 5 out of 10 nothing, does nothing interesting, does nothing good game, for you to have absolutely, like, for you to learn nothing from it. Well, that's pretty easy. Yep, you can push it. And the obvious thing would have been to push it inwards, and that would open up the door, but no. Have you got to push it elsewhere? I don't know. Oh. 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 And a little while later. Whatever. I kind of like how this is decorated like little break room. God, Rain, why are you even here? That merchant that was appearing in the previous area is more brave than you. Like, this... Why do you have the cool purple cloak? Oh, hey, speaking of Kingdom Hearts. That's a pretty good one. I would say that my favorite Kingdom Hearts key is... was it the Ultima key in the first one? The one that actually looked like a sword that had like a kind of key-like rings of light around it. Was it called the Ultima Weapon? Ultima Keyblade? Something like that. It looked really cool. And it was also actually kind of a weapon. Yeah, you know, there's always something to the Kingdom Key, too. That always looks pretty nice. Fenrir gets an honorary mention because it's just like a modern day car key. Man, Kingdom Hearts is a fun game series. Hey, maybe when 3 comes out, I'll actually stream that. And when 3 comes out, I'll actually have the money to buy it. Wishful thinking. You know, even the slightest amount of patience there would have revealed what you were supposed to do in this area. But hey, this is like, what, 4 a.m. at this point? Maybe 45 minutes into the video, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it only took me 45 minutes to get here. Remember, I recorded this entire game in like 2 days. Like two discrete sessions, so it was a thing. Hey, when I said I wanted to play Brainlord, that wasn't like, oh no, this is going to be a big continuing thing. No, it was just that I compiled all the footage of Brainlord within 2 days, and then I'm like, I'll do commentary for it later. And guess what? It's later. This is actually a very easy sort of jump, or even just walk to make, but my sleep-deprived inability to actually judge how to do things in this game in even the most basic way was very impaired at this point. Alright. Actually, not too much more left here, I think. I think this might be like the last area of the dungeon. I don't know. As much as I would like more lore on the Abel ruins? Abel ruins? Of the ruins that which are Abel. I don't really get too much here. Oh, no, there's definitely at least one more floor. I just remembered. Oh, great. It's as if the second I turned on that light, he was just like, what's up? Alright, get over here, egging him. Sick yo shit. So this guy's attacks are actually something I never showed off from the first dungeon. I got the spell, what is it? Magic Missile. That guy actually uses Magic Missile as his basic attack. And also, this is a dungeon that is the ruins of an ancient civilization. Why is there a wizard here? What? What sort of insane civilization? Whatever. Got more of the little break room thing. You got... I don't know. It feels like that could be like a Japanese thing. That didn't translate over well. This will be very important. Maybe it was supposed to be... the area past this point is, I don't know, like, what do they put on, like, high voltage areas? Like, do not enter, this area is something, I don't know. Feels like that was kind of a translation weirdness here. This is probably the way that you actually want to do this against these TIE fighters. And also, you know, not just tank your way through, but also bring plenty of healing items. That is important for every single part of this game. Bring plenty of healing items. Like, if you want to play this game yourself, and... I mean, it's not that bad. But, like, just make sure you're fully stocked on healing items at pretty much all points in time. You got a pretty big inventory. This looks like it should be something... I mean, like, look at that. But it's not. Maybe this is a place you return from. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know if I actually found it again. If I did, I didn't recognize it. Anyway, more hollow phantom floors. I really don't know why they put... were they just really proud of the jumping? Did they think that it's like, hey, you know what Zelda lacks? Hey, fellow guys at Square Enix. No, we're not Square Enix yet, but bear with me here. What if Zelda could jump? Yeah, you're telling me, Takahashi. I think that's a great idea. So anyway, yeah, 5 steps back. There's nothing really 5 steps back here. So I guess you gotta fall off? Yep, that was a puzzle. Hey, sometimes you just gotta make a leap. Also, almost worth keeping just for the ability to heal. I didn't. Meh. Those things obnoxious as ever, but whatever. Hey, keep all the healing items on you. You'll be able to tank anything. Anything! Phantom Floor is definitely a thing where it's alleged puzzles. Similar to having the areas just be dark. Like, what's the difficulty in that? Well, there's not really any difficulty in that. It's just more annoying than, like, difficult or requiring any sort of lordship over brains. What a terrible jump. Oh god, this was just hell to do. But, whatever, you don't have to watch that. Hey, now that's a key that I could be beneath. That other one, I don't know where it went. Can't find it anymore. That was terrible. Thanks for the tip. I do like how bluntly that is put sometimes. Like keys that are just like sarcastic and snarky in the way that they're just like, you know where to use this. In some way I kind of appreciate it, in some way it's like, come on guys, really? But hey man, you gotta write descriptions for every single one of these keys. So you can't really expect them to all be gold, you know? No, they spent all of that gold on making those robots. Oh, come on! You know, they do use gold for like a lot of satellites and everything. It's a really good conductor or like heat conductivity. I don't actually know. A weapon is drawn on it. It also looks like a weapon. You know, just as a... And there you go. Like, you could probably stab someone with that key. Those things look like they should be something, but honestly, I can't even tell what that sprite's supposed to be. This is like... Like, I don't even know what... Was there like a plan here or something? Because, like, yeah, obviously, but, like... I don't know, I feel like there should have been more to that than there was. Maybe there is, maybe I just didn't know about it. Whatever. I like that these are apparently underground ruins, but you still get the sky blue background there. Also, what rain? What the hell? What is going on here? Also, who are you? It's me, Billy. I do like the name Steel Basta. Tomahawk. Whatever, axes. So, like, is this, like, literally a big, like, skyscraper or something at this point? Why'd I have to go underground to get into it? Maybe the place is swarming with robots. Like, I can't... What are you... Your priorities are so out of whack. Granted, yeah, get out of the heroing business. You're terrible at it. Like, just awful. And I hate you. Anyway, please consider me to be your best man. So yeah, here we get the entire whole, like, pit system nullified in this very room. I appreciate that, because I was sick of dealing with those, especially after that one moving platform in front of the phantom floor. That was just terrible. Other than that, it's just like you think those bats don't even do anything. They don't even like try to attack you. They just kind of float around and maybe like come up to say hi occasionally. Suspicious. All right. Same sort of concept as the step back 5 steps. Whee! Obvious enough. Whatever. Neat. I can make a really nice silver soup out of this. Yes, meat. I don't know why. And it's like, what sort of meat is that supposed to be? It looks like a really badly drawn chicken leg. But anyway, that is the best healing item in the game. But since you can get healing items so easily, there's no reason not to use it or like to save it or anything. It's not like it's that useful. Plus, you don't think that, like, what is it? 10 health that you get healed from a mushroom isn't enough for you? It's like, how much do you need? Just saying, you're getting greedy. So we got the steel scat key. Use it on the 3rd floor. That's surprisingly helpful. And the fact that I managed a lot of weird coincidences, you know? Steel Buster. Ah, no. Damn it. Well, I gotta see what that plaque says, even though there's not anything else in this room. Steel Basta! I guess that it's a... I guess it's a titanium sword plated with steel, like electroplated. Yeah, I don't really know too much about like the specifics of electroplating, but I think that's kind of what they were getting at. Because otherwise, how would it be made? Why would it be called the steel? I guess it's called the Steel Buster, maybe because it's made of titanium and can bust through steel. That would make a certain amount of sense. I don't know. Also, hey, just in time. Could really use that for the healing. Although the easiest way to get out of here is obviously just using a warp gate, so... yeah. Still, while I'm over here, might as well explore the rest of the area. There's your whirlwind tour through the 3rd floor of the site of civilization of Brainlord. That's a mouthful. No, seriously, who is that guy? At least like the merchant I can recognize, but that's just like a dude. Maybe he's a robot. Maybe everybody's a robot. Maybe humanity died out years ago. It's all just robots left. Terrible, selfish robots that just go on your journey with you and then abandon it 5 seconds later to go get married. And are still obnoxious and clumsy and awful. A lot of things to think about here. A lot of mysteries of Brainlord. Will they ever be solved? No. Well, okay. So the cape. The cape is a piece of armor. Why is it a piece of armor? Why is the revivification mirrors and one other item in the game are considered accessories? Why is the cape not an accessory? The cape should be an accessory. Like, I could get through these areas so much faster. Everybody at home watching this, all 5 of you, who am I kidding? All 2 of you would be able to, like, see me go through these areas significantly faster. Why are you doing this to me? Why does it have to be a piece of armor that turns my armor value into crap? Why? So many questions. So few answers. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back street? You don't know if you don't go. And this is never going to be an accessory if you don't know. Ugh, whatever. No, it's not a mimic as much as I thought it was going to be. Power room. Maybe I can get a drop of power in there. Yeah, it's... The armor value is just better. Like, I want to move faster. I really do, but enemies in this game do a ton of damage. They will just chew through my health like nothing if I'm equipping a piece of armor that has 0 armor value on it. 0 AC 0 ACO. That was a Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know. Whatever. Steel Buster. You can kill bats in one hit now. Just a big empty hallway. Man. You could have at least, like, I don't know, put something in there. There's not a whole lot of, like, NPCs in this game outside of the towns. And, like, the ones that do appear don't really do much of anything. It's like, why not give me, like, a little bit of lore on, like, the Abel civilization? That would be a thing. That'd be kind of cool. Hey, it's this exact puzzle again. Except this time, there's not 3 balls, there's only 2. So, actually, not a difficult puzzle, but, like, if you kind of approach it like you do the first one, the first time you see this sort of, like, mix-em-up of various, what am I thinking of? Objects that you can push. I mean, it's good to see that regardless of how advanced civilization is, rocks and steel balls are still all over the place. It's not a difficult puzzle to solve, though. It's just all about getting them balls in the right location. I'm sure there's probably an even easier way to do it, but... Oh, look, I solved it. Was it not enough? Like, I don't even know, like, what the... I mean, this is... whatever, anyway. I should really just be, like, speeding this stuff up. But I thought, you know, given, like, a full idea of a solving process for this puzzle, like some that I didn't immediately get, which there are plenty of them, but usually I just kind of cut around a little bit. I don't know, maybe you wanted to see, like, what it's like to go through the reset door a couple times, all that sort of thing. Or maybe I just forgot to edit it. Both of these things equally likely, if not one more than the other, and I'm not going to say that. I didn't say anything. What are you talking about? You crazy, man. Shut up. Scintillating gameplay. This is what people come to this channel for. Alright, there you go. It's done. Jeez. Yeah, not too much more left to go. It's really just mostly an exploration of the big, what is it called, flying area. Hey, and I was just saying that I need a new shield here. My old one got a little full of laser holes. Looking good. Alright, I can finally control all of the other keys. Okay. I said before, I'll say again, I really like that they all have individual sprites for the shields. There is no reason they need to do that, and yet, it's a nice little touch. It's weird that this game just has nice little touches, but, like, there's so much else that's, like, janky and weird and bad and doesn't feel good to play. Like, other bad decisions, like putting enemies immediately after you solve a puzzle. What's even... very helpful. Like, putting enemies immediately after you solve puzzles. Like, tough enemies, not even, like, you know, pushover, nothing enemies. Like, in a more modern game, that would just be, like, a way for you to, I don't know, refill your health or something like that, if that's, like, a possibility. I got a couple keys here that I can use for stuff. That's not a key. I mean, I guess I could try shoving that into the keyhole. I don't think it would help too much. Wait, that doesn't work. I think that's about the point that I'm at. Obviously, this one won't work, but hey, if the other key didn't work, why not try it out? Now, I got like one more key left to get here. Then I can get a full ring. I assume that Ramir at this point is just looking like a janitor carrying around an enormous key ring full of keys. Hey, come on, this is an incredible journey. That would make a really good souvenir. You know, just like a whole bunch of keys like, hey, check out this one. This one's called the Oblivion Key. Okay, obviously I don't have the equipment room key. I have the power room key and, what was the other one? I don't actually remember. Whatever, doesn't matter. Control key, that's what it was. And that's one of the few rooms in this game that are actually, like, denoted by a specific, like, that's what this key is. Well, that's what the key you need is. What? When I saw that, I honestly thought it was part of the puzzle. Because what does that mean? Yeah, you've already probably figured out what the puzzle solution to that one is. It is not difficult at all. I mean, as with all the other puzzles in the game, it's buttons 1 through 6 that you get. No repeats on the buttons, you know, all that sort of stuff. Oh yeah, and the little collectible in this area is antique coins, which you can see on the left there in that, yeah, I mean, this is the control whatever, so obviously. Got time to go give me a grand slam? I didn't know that they had a Denny's in here. Probably had some sort of deal with it. Oh boy, that's going to be super useful. Hey, don't think that you're done with dark areas yet. It actually only gets worse. What do I mean by the darkness gets worse? Ho ho ho! You don't even know. Alright, first one's 5. And then there's only 2 other even numbers that you can even have. And then to equal 13, that's, you know, 1. So it's like this is a baby easy puzzle. You just don't know what order the other ones are in. So it's like, yes, it's 4, 6, 2, 1, but I think the actual order is 4, 1, 2, 6, is it? Yeah, hey, I remember that. Look at me, time to get my slam on. Come on and slam, and welcome to the... Oh, crap, wizards. Oh, I hate that I solved... Was it not enough to solve the puzzle? I also had to deal with techno wizards. Oh, God. This game sometimes. And look at how much damage I'm taking here. It's ridiculous. One puzzle solving later. One puzzle solving that I already solved later. I say screw it and just go wizard battle. Fight magic with magic. Why do you guys even care? You cast spells. I'm the one that actually uses, like, you know, weaponry. Ugh. One puzzle solving and also more health items later. Hooray! Finally go get my papers. And that's pretty useful too. Also, wasn't there supposed to be like some sort of weapon in this area? I don't know. Security team they have in this place is pretty tight with all those wizards here. I guess, like, you don't expect anybody to get in those offices. Alright, check out that. I mean, no surprise here, the office area is going to be getting pretty near the end of this dungeon. A little disappointed that I didn't get my slam on. I was all ready to get up for that. Also, that is like the most evil looking key yet. Surprisingly enough, no. Like south-southwest. Is this not south-south? Whatever. Yeah, that looks like a little tiny battle axe. What sort of office is this? Oh, this sort of office. Ah. leading immediately to another door. And yes. It's like, what? It's frustrating that it's like... You'd think it would, but no. It's like, I don't know. Like, this is definitely southwest, right? Not confusing my west and my east again, am I? Which happens surprisingly often. In this game, in fact. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's like, there's that area where you jump down. There's another thing to read. Like, south-southwest would be like here, right? This is really more just southwest, but whatever, key. Alright, let me in at the power. Oh boy. Podboos making their reappearance for the, like, second of 3 times maybe they appear in the entire game. Yeah, it's... the Morningstar guys are way easier to take care of if you actually have a shield, because each one of their attacks is, I think, automatically blocked when they're trying to hit you when you have a shield on. It's, I think? I don't know. Anyway, there's only really one thing. Well, there's 2 things left to get. There's the equipment room key. I don't think you actually get the equipment room key until I actually beat the boss, which makes sense. I mean, that's kind of the point of that. Ah, reviving mirror. Good. I wore out my last one. Why does a mirror revive you? I don't know. But yeah, the equipment room key I think you get after this, because it's like, you know, that's your prize, kinda, for beating up the boss. You get get powered up with equipment a little bit. Yep, and this is very much the center. And indeed, is a balls. What other time are you going to be using the set? And yes, like I said, well, this is actually after a failed attempt. The much better attempt that I had is, you know, using a range attack so that I don't accidentally run into the boss, and especially equipping up the cape. You can see how he kind of tries to draw you to the middle of the room. Well, the cape is really the only way that you're going to be able to not get drawn into him. And he does like 5 or 6 pips of health each time he hits you. So you kind of want to watch. So it's like the extra mobility. As much as I like being able to kind of tank my way through stuff in this game, the extra mobility is basically necessary. Which makes sense. I mean, that was like the item that you got in this area. Other than that, it's basically just a gigantic mechanical, like, ball. You remember the core from Cave Story? It just looks like a mechanical version of that. Coincidence? Probably. Not a very inspired design. I don't really know why the balls are also exploding. I guess that was part of the robot? Whatever, man. I don't want to go into the next room because I want the fanfare to play out. Hey, come on, I just beat the boss. Give me that one at least. Preparation key. Hooray. A silver plaque. And the round shield. Hey, good. I can always use a refresher on the shield. Yeah, no, I already found it. So anyway, silver plaque. That's what I went into this area for. Why? Well, you remember how the old man said that he remembered just so many dragons just blotting out the sky? It's clearly supposed to be like aluminum or something. Yeah, why was it entirely necessary to go and get this plaque? It's like the old man remembers. Like, how long ago did this civilization fall? Like, we already knew that there were dragons at one point. I didn't need to go get a plaque for that. Alright, equipment room. And that is one crazy and impractical looking key. There's one room you haven't entered yet. Hey, look in the middle there. Yeah. Yeah, no shit, dude. Like, I'd probably have to get close enough to read that to like get attacked by that thing in the first place. Ugh, this game sometimes. Oh boy, an iron sword. Yeah, I really need that at this point. I believe the ancient coin is the one that actually, like, is the first time that you see this place is called the Abel Ruins. So, that's a thing. Otherwise, you sell it for like 3,000 gold or something. I don't even remember. It doesn't really matter. It's what you would consider vendor trash, probably because they didn't put the ability to get straight currency in the game from a treasure chest. All right, that's the second dungeon down. Definitely the most interesting looking. So, see you next time.